Well, my challenge to you is how do you answer this specific question from an interview perspective? Tell me about situations where you have shown initiative and leadership. Why don't you write about these answers in the comment section, and I will tell you whether these answers are good or you have to improve upon these answers. Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. In this video we are going to talk about personal experience interviews. Well, this is part 2 of cracking the consulting interview series. So if you haven't watched the part 1, please go click on the link in the description box and watch that video too. Coming into today's video, we are going to talk about 3 things. Number 1, what are personal experience interviews? Number 2, what are the questions that are typically asked in the personal experience interviews? And number 3, how do you prepare for these interviews? And additionally, I'm going to give you a bonus as well. So stay till the end and watch that part of the video too. Okay, so coming into the first part, what are personal experience interviews? Personal experience interviews are interviews where you are being asked to share your experiences from your academic life, your work life, or your internship life. Now, which stories to share is the most important question that you need to answer for yourself. You can take the help of McKinsey, BCG, Bain websites to help you answer that question. So let's jump right into the McKinsey website. If you go and search for McKinsey interviews, this will be the first link. That's official McKinsey website. Okay. On this link, if you scroll down a bit, you will see that there are a few particular things which McKinsey is looking for, and they are super explicit about it. Number 1, personal impact. That is, what are the challenging situations that you have encountered? Number 2, what are the initiatives that you have taken outside of your comfort zone? Number 3, inclusive leadership. What are some of the times when you have effectively led a group of people or worked with a group of people? Ignore the final point because this is about case interviews. Okay, these are the only 3 points which pertain to personal experience interviews. Now, just taking one step back, you would have noticed something super specific in over here, right? Along with the themes that they are actually evaluating, McKinsey has given you the questions, the exact questions these guys are asking you. So, explain a challenging situation you encountered. Talk about a time when you worked to achieve something that was outside your comfort zone. Share an example when you effectively worked with people. Now, if you check Bain's website, Bain is even more clear about the questions that they are asking. These are the list of questions that you can expect in a Bain interview. Well, how easy can that get, right? The trick is not about knowing the question. The trick is about how do you prepare for these questions, and that is not so straightforward. Okay, now this might be a little overwhelming, so let us see if we can simplify this preparation of stories into a step-by-step process. Step 1, draw a matrix with these 3 on the x-axis: leadership, initiatives that you have taken, and your impact, the challenges that you have faced. On the y-axis, talk about your internships, your work, and your academic life. If you have a few years of experience, most of your stories would be related to work bracket. That's completely fine. Step 2, try to figure out what are the stories that you can talk about at the intersection of these elements, right? Hey, do you have any leadership experience from your academic life? Do you have any initiative experience from your work life? So on and so forth. Try to fill as many boxes as you can realistically. All you are looking for is coming up with 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 stories. Okay, then the step 3, once you've identified the situations, go ahead and start drafting these situations in the challenge, goal, and actions format as recommended by McKinsey. Okay, the next step is to actually go into as many details as possible. Let's take an example for that. If I was answering this specific question, what is an example of a time when you have showed initiative and leadership? So this is how I'll start answering the question. At my workplace, there was no communication among teams, and there was no sharing of knowledge, which led to additional unnecessary burden on each and every team. We could have leveraged our past experiences, or we could have leveraged the work that was done by the prior teams or other teams to probably be a little more efficient at work, but that was not happening. So I worked with the leadership and proposed a solution, that is an intranet portal for the entire organization. This sounded fancy, but the main challenge was that neither I was having time nor anybody else was having time. So I had to convince 3 to 4 members within the organization to volunteer their time for this initiative. And on top of that, I made sure that these guys got financial incentives for their work on this part, and also they got good recognition in the organization. As we progressed towards building this particular task, okay, let me step back. Now you know that I'm not talking about this initiative at a superficial level, like, hey, I built an intranet portal for my company and it was super challenging and everybody loved that. No, I'm going into the details, right? This is how you need to go into details for each and every theme, for each and every story that you are preparing. Why? Because you are encouraging the interviewers to ask more questions. If you don't know the details about your story, that's not the right place to be in. So please take a step back, get into the details, and prepare for these interviews. You should be asking yourself, hey, why did I do this? Why did I do that? What has happened because I have done this? The trick lies in the fact that it is not about, hey, I built an Excel sheet, I built a website, and everything resolved. No, boom, that doesn't work that way. If you go and check at Kearney's website, they very clearly mention that we need situations which talk about your interpersonal dynamics. Let's go check it out. Right, here you go. Again, the same thing. Go into Kearney website and look out for the careers page and how to ace interviews, and you will land here. So if you just read through these 3 or 4 websites, you have almost everything on what you need to prepare for and how you need to prepare for. So let me throw a challenge at you. Why don't you go and prepare a story in the format that I recommended? Step 1, creating a matrix. Step 2, going and filling out individual situations in these boxes. Step 3, challenge, goal, and actions you have taken so far. Go into the details and write about one of these stories in the comment section. Okay, I will help you understand if you have done a good job or if there is any specific place where you can improve a bit. Hope this is helpful, guys. This is a pretty comprehensive video and I hope you get to learn end to end of it. Thank you guys, and look forward to seeing you again in tomorrow's video. Take care.